Hello, this is Dr. Chapelier again for Education 850, leading the district from Muskingum University. This week we're going to talk about Standard 6.1, which says candidates can understand and advocate for district students, families, and caregivers. I really can't say enough about this standard as a district leader. When I was taking my master's degree classes for my administrative degree, I had a professor at Franciscan University who had different laws explaining different phenomena in educational leadership. And for this one, I just think back to his law of origin. Basically, the law of origin says we exist for kids. We exist for students. When we lead from this stance, when we make decisions based on the law of origin that we exist for students, our actions will always be defensible as leaders. This is not to say that they will always be considered right or wrong. Sometimes only time will tell when a decision that was made is right or wrong. Sometimes a decision being right or wrong depends solely on which side of an issue somebody's on. So there's a lot of factors that can influence why a decision is considered right or wrong over time. But if you make that decision based on the law of origin, advocating for students, families, and caregivers, doing what's right for kids, you're always going to have a defensible position, a defensible decision, and your decision is always going to be justified. So we look at the school board role in this standard. One function that school boards have is to adopt policies in accordance with the law. School boards adopt policies in accordance with state and federal legislation, and also decisions that are handed down by federal and state courts, and this happens more than most people realize. This makes it important for district leaders to have the knowledge of key concepts in school law and be familiar with current legislation and current legal issues that could impact districts. One of the examples I could think of this as far as current legal issues that impact districts would be OTES and to a lesser degree OPES. These are the Ohio Teacher Evaluation System and the Ohio Principal Evaluation System. And continually, district leaders are being asked to work with teachers, work with other stakeholders in creating policies that are in line and in accordance with the new Ohio Teacher Evaluation System. One of the key concepts in school law that I find as a superintendent that I'm constantly faced with is ensuring that employees and students receive due process before certain types of legal actions are taken. Unfortunately, one part of being a district leader is that you will be faced with student discipline and with employee discipline. And it's very important that you ensure that those students or employees are receiving their due process and that you're following all the legal aspects of handing out that discipline. The superintendent's role in all of this is that the superintendent is a person with the positional authority to access the power domains of the Board of Education, the central office staff, principals, teacher associations, parental groups, community groups, local and state government structures. So the superintendent obviously plays a central role in advocating for students, parents, and caregivers through accessing these different power domains. Putting the knowledge of policies and laws to the service of district constituents is central to effective district leadership practice. And you will find that proactive engagement and advocacy for children is described as a cornerstone of district leadership in best practice literature. So as we go through week 5 or week 4 and look at our standard 6.1, I want you to really think about these things and try to think about how you as a district leader will advocate for kids, for parents, and for caregivers in your district.